Welcome back. Well, prom season is here, and many parents have to deal with the drama that surrounds the big event. So this morning we are joined by Dr. Amy Alomar, author and professor, to talk about ways to navigate around the prom drama. Thank you so much for being here, Dr. Alomar.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So let's talk about just kind of the whole part where someone's asking someone else, and maybe your son or daughter is not getting asked.
Yeah.
How do you handle that?
Yeah, rejection's hard.
Yes, for anybody, even as an adult, it's hard.
Everybody.
Yeah.
So this is an opportunity to teach them to advocate for themselves. There's nothing to say they can't invite somebody, they can't form a group of friends to go. This is a great thing. They should be celebrating, they should focus on the positives, and if they really want to go, they need to make it happen for themselves.
Oh, that's some tough love right there. Make it happen. No tears here.
Yeah.
What about?
Well, they can have some tears at home, but then they need to go make it happen.
I like it. What about the dress? Because sometimes that can be tough. You know, I know a lot of schools have certain dress codes, but how do you navigate? Is this too sexy for my daughter to be wearing? Is this age appropriate?
Yeah, so really talking to your kids about how they want to present themselves. And, the dress is something that can be so exciting to shop for. And, there's such a buildup around it, but they can use something they already have. They can reinvent something, or they can go shopping. But you want to be mindful of when you dress always, no matter if it's prom or school, when you're dressing in a way that presents yourself. And so talking to your kids about that instead of just like focusing on whether it's sexy or not, or too provocative or not. And the dresses aren't the only thing. We're looking at tuxedo rentals.
Oh, that's
Those
true.
can be pricey too.
But
and
what if your child is stubborn? I was very stubborn as a teenager.
Yeah.
How do you get past that?
Yeah, so when you're shopping for it, hopefully as the parent you can have some say in it, right? Maybe send them out shopping on their own, but you get to, say yes or no to the dress, right? So they come home, they show it to you, or you go to the store and look at it, and ultimately you're the parent, and you can say no. You want it to be for the right reasons, though, and so giving them, if you just don't like it, that's not a reason to say no. But if you feel like it's inappropriate or, presenting your child in a bad way, then I think that's the time where you lay it down.
And let's talk about post-prom activities. I know there can be a lot of debate as to what happens after prom, whether there's a party going on or, some sort of event. How do you decide what is best for your son or daughter to do and whether or not you trust them in their group of friends?
Yeah, there's a lot of expectations around prom night. And so really, ultimately, the conversations are happening well before. So if you have kids that are younger, those conversations are happening now, but it's not too late. And really setting them up for success, right? So they understand what your expectations are. So with regard to drinking, you want to make sure that they understand the dangers of it. Now, you telling them is important, and those conversations are important, but the reality is, the kid's job is to test boundaries and develop themselves as an independent human being. So they're going to experiment. Hopefully they'll do so in a responsible way. I'm not saying that all kids drink, but there's a reality there, and you need to set up that expectation. So talking to them about if they should be in a circumstance, either they're drinking or their ride is drinking, they can always call you. That is a no-brainer, and you will get them, and you will make sure they're safe, and you don't have to argue with them in that moment. So you can tell them the discipline will not happen in that moment. The most important thing is that you're safe. With an expectation of intimacy, because relationships are budding, it's springtime, they're growing up into their bodies. Again, setting them up for success. So knowing that there's going to be high interest there, right? And if your expectation is abstinence only, help them with that decision. Let them know that that's your expectation and teach them how to advocate for themselves. And otherwise, teach them physical and emotional safety.
Yeah, lots of uncomfortable conversations that need to be had.
They do. They really do. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Alomar.
Oh,
I can't wait. I'm glad I have 18 more years before I have to have these conversations, or a couple less. Thank